All right, it's time. Yo, what is going on, guys? How are you all doing? My name is Dawson Reddin. I'm a proud Gryffindor, and welcome to Fantastic Reddins and Where to Find Them. I hope you are all doing well. Today is it. I'm so pumped right now. I can't even express it to you. Today we are getting 14 minutes of video gameplay of Hogwarts Legacy. This is Sony's State of Play. They announced this at the beginning of the week, I think, that they were doing this. So I've been super pumped all week waiting for this moment. And so we're going to sit down. We're going to watch those 14 minutes. I believe the video that we're going to watch is 22 minutes and 28 seconds long because at the end, they're going to talk to some of the developers and get their kind of insight and a little bit of what they have to say about the game. And so hopefully we get a release date or at least a release window that we can look forward to. I'm super excited to see the gameplay, super excited to see what they've done because we haven't seen a whole lot other than a short little teaser trailer. So I'm super pumped to jump into today's video. So without further ado, Accio intro. So once again, if you're new here, my name is Dawson Reddin, and we talk all things Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts related content, and now Hogwarts Legacy content here on the channel. So if you like anything that's Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, or Hogwarts Legacy related, make sure you subscribe to the channel because we post content on here weekly surrounding all things Wizarding World. Now without further ado, let's jump into today's video and see what they have in store for us. I'm super excited about it. Let's freaking do it. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm so pumped. I've got some fizzing Whizbees here. Gonna snack on these while we watch this. Here we go. Portkey Games Wizarding World.
Lumos.
In-game footage, work in progress. This looks good. I'm probably going to take some notes. That way we have a couple things to talk about at the end of this video.
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Yeah, let's go. Ooh, Hogwarts looks a little different.
Welcome to Hogwarts Legacy. You're a new student at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry with a unique ability to manipulate powerful ancient magic hidden in the wizarding world. You'll need to uncover what's behind the return of this forgotten magic and who is seeking to harness it to destroy wizard kind, as you may be the one that decides the fate of the entire wizarding world.
That's something I'm interested in.
But before you can study magic and begin to solve these mysteries, you must create the witch or wizard you want to be.
See who the villain's going to be. Oh, I hope this is super detailed.
When you arrive at Hogwarts, you will be sorted into one of the 4 Hogwarts houses: Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin. After you settle into your dormitory, you will meet up with your housemates in the common room.
Yo, look at these common rooms.
Classes, and you do have some catching up to do, as you were starting Hogwarts late as a 5th year.
So you are the new student.
You'll begin your studies attending Charms, Defense Against the Dark Arts, Herbology, and Potions classes, to name a few.
Cool. So we're going to get to experience different classes. We get to explore the common rooms.
Please welcome the newest rose in our garden.
I like the robes.
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work, but I am confident that we will take hold.
I really hope the character creation is in depth and not just a couple faces here and there to choose from, different hairs to choose from. Hopefully it's really in depth and you can really create the character that you really want to create yourself in a sense, and put yourself in the game.
You may begin.
Dueling club. Yo, let's go. Is this combat from the game? Like, yes.
Not bad for a beginner.
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school.
Here you'll meet your professors and learn to cast spells, grow magical plants, brew potions, and more. In between classes, you'll be able to explore the castle famous for its secrets, enchantments, and mysteries.
Yeah.
You'll discover dungeons and secret passageways, as well as
That's
challenging puzzles that will require magical skill and a clever mind to solve. You may even find yourself in iconic locations you've never been able to
It's the
explore
kitchen
before.
with the house elves. What? Yo, that's so cool.
It's the late 1800s, so while the common rooms and classes may be familiar, most of your professors will not be. However, you may recognize a few faces.
Nearly headless Nick.
All in good fun. Once Sir Patrick lets me join the Headless Hunt, I'll be right there with them. This offering is sure to win them over.
Don't forget why I'm here, sir.
You'll come to know this eclectic group of talented witches and wizards in class and while completing side assignments that are part of a special curriculum. One's designed to help you catch up with the other fifth years.
It's weird that you're starting off as a fifth year. I wonder what that's going to be like. Oh, flying brooms in the game? What? Is that going to be a good way to like travel around?
Opportunities for adventure abound in the area surrounding Hogwarts.
This has a Chamber of Secrets
The
vibe.
magical abilities you learn to master through your schoolwork will soon become tested as you unravel a dangerous mystery by working alongside the accomplished and yet enigmatic Professor Fig to try and discover if the rumors of a mounting goblin
Professor
rebellion
Fig.
hold any weight, and if the safety of Hogwarts lies in the balance.
I have. Opinions differ as to how great a threat he really is.
So definitely going to be one of the big villains, I'm assuming.
Ranrock's loyalists are capable of so much more than people realize.
The wizarding world of this era is fraught with dangers. Creatures corrupted by
Okay,
a
here we
magical
go. We're getting some
force,
combat.
powerful goblins, and sinister witches and wizards, all willing to fight, even kill, to achieve their own goals. In fact, there's an uneasy alliance between the
Incendio?
goblins and dark wizards.
You said you could get to the child when they came to Hogsmeade. That all you needed was a distraction. I gave you a distraction.
I just watched a student take down your distraction.
Who's this
Who
guy?
is this child? Are you not telling me?
But perhaps you shouldn't involve yourself with that just yet.
Let's go.
Keeping secrets. Yo, that looks dope. Yo, this looks so good. If they're able to pull this off,
Enemies possess unique defensive and offensive abilities, including
my life will be
blasting
drained in
curses,
this game, I'm
stunning
telling you right
spells,
now.
enchanted weaponry, and more.
Okay,
While
so we got
some may attack
R1 to be able to
directly,
grab that
others
boulder
might
there.
enchant and incapacitate you. Mastery of the shield charm allows you to deflect ranged spells and direct weapon strikes. Counterattack with powerful stunning charms, allowing you to follow up with extended spell combinations. Students who become particularly adept at spellcasting will find many ways to exploit their enemy's weakness.
Bunch of different spell combinations. I wonder how the different spells are going to work. If you're going to have to lock in certain spells to different keys on the controller or the keyboard. If there's going to be like a little
Slam with Descendo.
kind of like
Roast
RPG
with
wheel that
Incendio.
you would get with like Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy that you can scroll
Devastate your
through.
enemies using various finishes.
I would assume something like that maybe.
You can even use the mysterious, powerful
We'll just have to
magic
see.
your professors do not
I was
understand
really hoping we were gonna get to see that
obliterate
here.
your strongest foes. Mixing and matching dozens of spells will let you define your combat style. On your path to become the ultimate duelist.
I'm really hoping they don't say the spell every time, but I heard the spell being said multiple times just now. That'll get very old really fast.
You'll have access to a deep set of upgrades, talents, and skills to aid your progression as a wizard. Complete challenges throughout the world to earn experience. Level up your abilities by choosing talents to upgrade your spells, plants, and potions to increase their power. Decide which talents best fit your playstyle to allow you to focus on your favorite types of magic. You can also loot, buy, or craft your own magical gear that will increase your offensive and defensive capabilities in combat. Gear can be upgraded and specialized to allow for greater abilities for your chosen playstyle.
Use a strong, even motion when cutting your ingredients.
Spells are not the only tools at your disposal in combat. As you hone your wand skills, you can continue to further your magical education at Hogwarts, progressing your development as a witch or wizard. Brew potions that can increase your power when you need a boost.
That's cool.
Grow and deploy magical plants to mob the battlefield and keep your enemies at bay.
This is gonna be so fun.
Unleash deadly mandrake seedlings to incapacitate unsuspecting
that is neat.
enemies.
Pull a mandrake out. Oh yeah,
In
dude,
Beast
that is
class,
cool.
you will learn about a variety of magical beasts you might encounter, both at school and as you explore the world surrounding the castle and its grounds.
The goal of today is to remind all of you how to
Yes.
maneuver on a broomstick safely.
Exploring on a
Learning and
broom.
mastering broom flight is highly recommended so that you may travel around the world more quickly.
Ah, so does that mean the map's gonna be
I want you to do
big?
my herbology homework.
You're despicable.
Some abilities may be taught to you by students who become your friends. As you develop relationships with these schoolmates, they can accompany you on your journey as your companions.
Oh, that's cool.
And over time, you'll learn their stories.
This is our chance.
I wonder if we'll be able to play online with
Onai
friends.
is a brave adventurer driven by the justice she seeks.
That would be
Poppy
sick.
Fleeting has a kind heart and loves magical beasts, connecting with them more easily than with humans.
But what happens now?
Unafraid of detention or breaking the rules,
Sneaking in the
Ah,
restricted
it's
section again!
is Sebastian Sallow, a charismatic Slytherin
We've been over this, boy. Triple-figs cannot reverse a curse.
with a troubling family secret.
Nothing can. The sooner you accept that reality, the better.
You'll meet these students and more as you explore common rooms, hallways between classes, and regular gathering areas.
The room
Welcome
of
to the room of
requirement.
requirement.
I bet this is where you'll get to keep a lot of your stuff and
One of the most remarkable secrets of Hogwarts is known as the Room of Requirement.
yes,
You're
see,
introduced
you
to
can go
this
to the
space
potion
that seems to
station
sense what you
here.
need and then provides it for you.
There's some time-based stuff.
Since
it
you need
looks
to catch
like,
up to your
like to grow
peers,
things.
the room provides space for you to sow and harvest
24
plants,
minutes
brew
and
potions,
56
and
seconds.
upgrade your gear.
That scares me. I really hope they're not going to
Helpful
have a thing
house
where
elf
you
named
can
Deet
buy
helps
to
you
make those
discover
things go
variants
faster.
that allow you to nurture your own menagerie of magical
Like
beasts.
with actual money.
Deek isn't sure.
Like
Only one way
microtransactions.
to find out.
You can
hate that
freely
word.
customize this space
I
to
hope
reflect
they
your
don't do it.
personality and magical specialties.
You can brush a kitty.
Not everything you need on your journey
This
is
is awesome.
available at
Hogsmeade
Hogwarts.
Station.
You'll want
Yes.
to visit the nearby wizarding village of Hogsmeade, where loads of shops and vendors can provide you with the supplies you require.
This looks so in-depth.
From potion ingredients and recipes, to seeds for magical plants, to all sorts of gear. But Hogsmeade also has its dangerous side. A band of dark witches and wizards emboldened by the turmoil of the
I'm
times
really liking the outfits.
wander the village outskirts. You must avoid them or defeat them. As you explore, you'll find the world surrounding Hogwarts is alive with activity, wonders, and areas of unusual interest. As the school year progresses, dynamic seasons and climates will fill the sky with lightning or sunshine. or coat the ground with
Season
snow or rain.
changes. That'll be cool.
Unique wizarding hamlets pepper the countryside, each with vendors and residents who have stories to tell and missions with which they could use your assistance. Be
Dude,
on
this
the
looks
lookout
so
for
good.
enchanting
So
magical
good.
puzzles that may very well have been designed by Merlin himself when he was a student at Hogwarts. Magical beasts
I
roam
hope
the
they're
lands
able to
outside
pull this
the castle
off.
walls. Some have been corrupted by a mysterious dark magic, while others are at
Mooncaps.
risk of poachers and their traps. If you're feeling benevolent,
yeah.
you can rescue them and restore them to
Thestrals!
health in the room of requirement.
Whoa! We got Thestrals!
But there are dangers
What? Gringotts
beyond your
Bank?
understanding in the world as well. Dungeons and vaults hold perilous threats and also untold rewards. Be careful where you choose to explore, as it may lead you down a darker path. Master spells.
You can go down a dark
Befriend
side.
new allies.
Is this
Journey
gonna be kind of
across
like
a landscape
Fable or
never
something where you
seen
can like
before.
choose to be bad or
Uncover
good?
ancient
Oh,
secrets.
that'll be
Combat
so
mystical
cool!
threats. Learn long-forgotten mysteries. Become the witch or wizard you want to be as you leave your unique mark on the wizarding world. Here,
Oh, I want to battle a dragon so
in
bad.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Yes! This looks so promising. This looks so promising. Holiday 2022. We don't have an exact date, but we know it should be like November? November? I'm going to say October, November. I don't see them pushing it into
That was
December.
your first extended look at Hogwarts
They'll
Legacy.
want to have it out by at least November. I say October, November.
Now let's hear from the real wizards and witches behind the game.
Okay, I get to hear from some of the developers now. This will be cool. Let's see.
The attention to detail and the passion and the love for this brand that the team has is astonishing.
Our team is so excited to take all of the love that they put into this as fans and give it to fans.
This is the game
Yes.
that they've dreamed of for 20 years.
Yes. I've wanted this game for 20 years. Probably, yeah, at least 20 years.
The lore of the Wizarding World is already so rich, and all we had to do was harness those elements and build a game out of it.
That's cool.
The movies, the books, they all touched me in such a way that it makes me want to go to experience Hogwarts. It makes me put in so much more detail into this game.
I love that the people that are working on this game are fans of the franchise, fans of the Wizarding
We
World.
really want to make sure that anything we add or anything we play with or anything that we explore really feels authentic.
Bringing to life just the charm,
Gryffindor.
love, everything we have for the books, and then marrying that with the iconic experiences from the movies that fans will recognize is really just the perfect handshake between the two.
Yes.
Just the discovery of like seeing things portrayed for the first time. Maybe they've read something and had a picture in their head the whole time, but then finally to get to touch it, to walk around it.
You've got all these elements that can come together to create this amazing AAA open world action RPG.
When it comes to the open world, we just knew it wasn't going to be enough to just stare out of the windows of Hogwarts and wonder what it's like out there. But the final question that fans ask is, what's beyond that? What's beyond the Forbidden Forest? What's going to be beyond Hogsmeade?
Yes.
What's beyond the Black Lake if I
Yes.
start traveling south?
Yes.
And we just felt like we had to answer those questions.
I love it. Oh, it's gonna be so big.
We were creating a real wide palette of opportunities and ways to explore the world. You're going to see different stories that are really exclusive to who you were.
Oh,
in
it's
the
so
world.
cool that you're going to be able to travel around the
It's an
map.
original story that takes place
On a
in the
broom.
late 1800s.
You are a new student who is starting at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry as a 5th year, which is very unusual. So already there's a bit of an edge and a bit of a mystery.
The original story that we tell in the game is your story of what you did, in the Wizarding World that you haven't seen before.
Or make our own magic with our story we're trying to tell.
Fans are familiar with the Wizarding World from, the 1900s and on, really.
For sure.
But now, with this world, we're able to sort of create a space that's their own.
In the 1800s.
Fans of the
Live
series
the
will know that
unwritten.
ancient magic has been around for a long time, to say the least, and that Hogwarts itself is a stronghold of ancient magic. And the Avatar, the player, has the ability to sense it and possibly wield it or control it.
Our process of development started with rereading the books.
Yo, Jeff's a Hufflepuff.
And over
What's up,
development,
Jeff?
we reread the books many times. Every time we'd start with a new feature, we'd dig into that, and then beyond, we would go into the films.
Love, care,
Being able
compassion.
to put our own
That's what I'm hearing.
spin on
They
what
put into this game
was a pretty big deal.
Blah.
I helped design a piece that nobody has ever seen before, the Hufflepuff common room. You know, as a Hufflepuff, you always wondered, like, what is my common room supposed to look like?
It's close enough to the world that we know that fans will recognize certain names, they'll recognize spells, they'll recognize certain locations.
I recognize that doorway, I recognize that classroom.
But mostly, it's going to be an entirely new wizarding world that no one's ever experienced.
Yes.
When people engage in the wizarding world, what's the one anchor? Like, what's the thing that everyone comes back to? What's the thing that grounds it all, grounds all these characters and grounds all these figures? And for us, we really felt like that answer was Hogwarts itself. That school, that famous school of witchcraft and wizardry, is really what binds it all.
How to bring Hogwarts to life. That was a very big challenge because, as everybody knows, Hogwarts is huge.
Now we need to know exactly how this passage connects to this passage for a game, because you're gonna have to walk it.
And of course, again, the Sentient Castle, it's got new surprises up its sleeves. It likes to keep its students on its toes. We've put so many little secrets and passageways and rooms in this castle.
I hope you can just explore every inch of this
recreate those
place.
very important locations. And then there's these other places that are only mentioned in the books or just alluded to, and we have to make the connective tissue that brings all of it together.
Adding a world that is a breathing, living world is very hard to do because it's all about the details. And as a concept team, we really got into those details and studied history, studied architecture.
I hope that when fans play the game, they get as lost in it as I do. I can just be reviewing a side mission, and all of a sudden I find myself wandering Hogwarts for like 45 minutes because it's so beautiful.
Yeah. The community is absolutely going to love Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh,
It's gonna be so fun.
Get that letter to Hogwarts and go to Hogwarts.
We're so excited for people to come to this, to inhabit it, to actually enter the Hogwarts.
Yo, they
that
seem
built.
so
This is
pumped
your
about it,
Hogwarts
and
legacy.
like, it feels genuine. So I really hope that they can pull this off because I'm so excited.
We truly hope you enjoyed the Hogwarts Legacy State of Play. Our team is so grateful for the excitement and for the passion that all of you bring to this. It's truly what fuels us. On behalf of our team at WB Games Avalanche, we want to thank you for being here today, and we'll see you at Hogwarts.
Yeah, dude.
That's our show. We hope you're excited for the magic to come. See you next time.
I am so pumped. So pumped. So Hogwarts Legacy, that looked so good. I can't wait to see even more. I don't want a whole lot of detail. I just want to see some good combat gameplay. Maybe a little bit more detail in like the character customization, because I feel like we didn't get to see a whole lot of that. Maybe because there's not a whole lot of character customization, which I'm really hoping isn't the case. I really hope they stay away from microtransactions and things like that and stick to just once you buy the game, you're good. Like, I don't want to have to go spend more money to do more things in the game. Once I buy the game, I want to be able to play the game and play it fully and experience it fully without spending more money on top of that. That's when things start to get a little rocky for me. So hopefully they steer clear of that and give the players and the Harry Potter fans and the Hogwarts fans, the Wizarding World fans, the game that they have been desiring for so long, the game that I've been desiring for so long. There's a lot to this game. I mean, you have got crafting, you've got potions, you can change your outfits, you can go to different classes, you can explore all the different parts of Hogwarts, the grounds around Hogwarts. Looks like the Forbidden Forest, Hogsmeade, and then beyond. Dungeons. It looked like Gringotts Bank was like in there at one point. just a ton of exploration and ways to be able to explore. We saw being able to, of course, walk around and run, but then we also saw broomsticks, being able to fly around and be able to get to these different places faster on a broomstick. Will we get to do other things to be able to go from one area to the other? Like, so maybe you want to jump from one section of the map to the other section of the map quickly. Will you be able to apparate? I don't know. We'll see. You're not supposed to be able to within the Hogwarts grounds, but maybe, you know, in some of those other areas you can, or maybe in this time frame, apparating within the Hogwarts grounds is not something that you're not allowed to do. Like, you can do it maybe. I don't know. Wow, there's a lot going on. Looks like there's a lot of Fantastic Beasts. The combat, there was a lot of just like out in the open, standing, casting spells. I'm hoping that they're just kind of showing off some of the spell casting, but there's going to be some more like being able to take cover and hide behind things. You're not just standing out in the open, to make it a little bit more in-depth in the fighting aspect of it. I'm really curious to see how different spells are going to be laid out, of how you're going to, you know, select different spells. Is it going to be you have certain spells that are bound to a certain key on the keyboard? Are you going to have certain spells that are attached to certain buttons on your controller? Or is it going to be where you can go in like Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy, and you can go to Magic and you can select different ones? You go down and, you know, you click it. You know, you go down, you scroll down and you click Accio, or you go down and you click any other spell that's in that wheel, and you can kind of go through different ones and you select it that way. I don't know. They didn't really show a whole lot of that, so I am curious to see how that's going to work. But wow, I mean, it looks good. It looks really, really good, and I'm super excited about it. And I'm going to be playing the entire game all the way through here on the channel. So if you want to see my experience of Hogwarts Legacy, me playing it all the way through, I'm going to try to 100% the game. That means doing everything possible within the game. I want to get completely lost, unless the game is just broken upon release, which fingers crossed it's not. Hopefully it's going to be like a top end game, is going to be like competing for like game of the year, hopefully. They've been putting it off, and I think it's to get it to where it needs to be. That way they deliver a solid game to the fans, and I really hope that is the case. So Hogwarts Legacy coming, I'm thinking like October, November. I wouldn't see them pushing it into December unless it just gets delayed for some weird reason and then it got pushed to December. But I'm really feeling like an October, November release is quite possible. And I'm excited. Guys, let me know what you think of Hogwarts Legacy down in the comments. What are you most excited about? What did you find entertaining from this state of play? What are some questions that you have about the game going forward that you'd like to see or have answered before the release of the game? I'd like to know all that in the comments down below. Remember, if you are new here, my name is Dawson, and we talk all things Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, and Hogwarts Legacy content here on the channel. So if you're not subscribed, get subscribed, and if you are subscribed, hit that notification bell. That way you're notified of any future videos that we post here on the channel. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Knox.
Doesn't quite understand me. Know what I mean?
Woohoo!